We have two different ways of looking at the world here, and one is basically contemporary science and engineering and technology. And then over on my side of the house is the indigenous view of the world, which is indigenous science and indigenous knowledge. And so for too many years, these two have been in silos. These two different knowledge groups have been in silos, and they haven't talked to each other. And the one thing that has really screamed really loud in my head for the last 20 years on working on, like, in both worlds, is that our way to the future could be so much stronger and so much more full of knowledge if we get these two together. We combine the two, the indigenous science and the contemporary science, the indigenous knowledge within the contemporary technologies.
I am proud to have worked John over these years, creating XR worlds and education and environments, and listening to youth talk to elders about what their stories are and what they are seeing happening in this world. Stories are important for us to hear, especially when we start looking at the challenges that we face together. And fortunately, we're not alone. We can take on these challenges together. And in this XR world, I had the fortune to work with Dan Kinsler from Purple Maya and the Nautilus Research Vessel, where their scientists provided educational content for the students, and they provided for data and imagery to make the XR Nautilus even possible. This was a 6-week project from start to finish. We had nothing to begin with but the ideas and the stories and the creative passions of the students. So we've had a lot of fun. This is launched and we're pretty excited for the future. So thanks everyone for joining us on a quick tour here. I'm Professor XR and I'll be your guide here for this last few minutes. The deck is cleared and there's a few objects and main characters that we have that have been helping us with the stories along the way. Hercules here is one of the characters that you'll start to see in the common theme as we go, or at least to 6,000 meters. Yeah, and Kumu, Dan, and the Nautilus group have been wonderful working with photogrammetry and some of the LiDAR, putting together a lot of the information to form this environment. The environment's turned out pretty good. We've got about 4 stories of the Nautilus open for the students to explore. There's lots of hidden Easter eggs around that they can start to find. And it's kind of that idea of exploration of education and exploring the world around them, right? To be curious, to be creative, just to understand and tell their own stories in their own way. And in the end, have a little bit of fun with it all, too. These students have made a little bit of a kid out of me as well, and it's always good to keep your mind creative. So we're up here in the helm and walk around, and we've got many sky domes that we can choose from depending on where we're at in the world, and kind of give a new location to the experience as need be. One of the final areas we'll go through on the XR Nautilus is the research van. We got lots of support up here for the scientists to go explore life below water. We got a lounge where a lot of the live events can be hosted on the Nautilus. Our hope and an intention here working together over this next year will be to start to host live XR events through the XR platform. So we're entering into 5 of the layers that we've built to start to talk and have a classroom below water. In this world, where students take the role of the coral reef and actually start to add and build the complexities. We go to a whale fall and start to look at the circle of life. And as we go further, we start to understand energy and the life quite literally at the seafloor, and how our activities on the surface can even be seen and impacted at slowly work our way back to the surface. And we were excited to share this XR world with you and look forward to the future. And in particular, yeah, special thank you to Kumu Dan and the Nautilus crew and all of our wonderful students. This is a quick snapshot from the very first week when we jumped on the ship, and we shared ideas, images, we shared stories of each other, of where we were from and what we wanted to do in life. And for that, that's where this experience is worth it the most. We start to understand our place in this world and how to share it with each other. Thank you all.